be walking. Just like,
Usually I go to the bag, so I'm always like
running.
Sorry.
I hate people like that.
I know.
Or you want to push their bag, like, you know.
I'm just like, I'm not trying to do that.
I hate people like that.
It's just a way for me to travel. All right, basketball, huh? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk.
Sam, Fred was saying up there that you can see that your passion for the program is running on your teammates. How do you see that?
I think I just bring an interesting perspective to this group. Obviously growing up in Lincoln and just dreaming of what I'm doing right now. I think, my teammates can kind of understand that, and especially when we get into like scrimmage situations, I really try to get the team together and make sure we're all on the same page and take it as real as possible, because I know how fast the season comes and goes by, I really want this team to be successful, and I think with the people that we have right now, I'm really confident in, and I'm just excited to get out there and do it with these guys.
So Derrick,
on back to the local thing, you had opening night and the environment there when they were cheering for you in Alexis. What does that mean to you to be the local guy and a face of the team? You've dreamt about it forever, but now you have seen it.
Yeah, honestly, that night I got a little emotional throughout it. It was just kind of a full circle moment, I guess, for me. But I think from the outside looking in, it could look like a lot of pressure and stuff like that, but I don't see it as that. I think pressure is kind of whatever you make it. The focus for this team is just taking it day by day and not making the moment bigger than it actually is. And I think for me specifically, that's really important, because, it's really cool that I get to live out my dream and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I want this team to be successful, and I want to do whatever I can or whatever is in my power for us to be successful.
What does success look like to you?
I think obviously results in this industry and in sports is always what people look at when they think of success. But I think on a smaller scale, I think it's just getting better each day, and focusing on, hour to hour, what am I doing day to day, week by week, and not taking it, just take it game by game. And I think if we do that, we'll get where we want to be.
How have you seen Sam? How have you seen that passion for the program? Is he schooling guys on Nebraska basketball history, or how does that come out?
I just think his leadership is one of the biggest things. His emotional state, he's always pretty even. He's really good at just keeping us even as a team. He's good at pulling us together, and one of the things that I've noticed, he's really good at saying the right things at the right time. When we're in the huddle and something happened, he brings together, and he's just perfect at those moments. And I think that's something that I lack, that I really not envy, but I just admire that about him. Just because he's really good at just staying in the moment and keeping other guys in the moment. And that's not even talking about his physical attributes, but just playing basketball.
Can you give an example of that?
Just a couple days. Yesterday we had a scrimmage, and he brought us together, and he was like, "Hey, this is the score. This is the time. Let's settle down. Let's get a stop. Let's get a score. Let's take care of the ball. Let's not turn the ball over." He's just really good at just keying in on those moments and making sure we stay focused.
Sam, why did you think that was the moment you needed to rally the guys?
I think I've kind of throughout my college career, that's something that just comes once you've done it for 4 or 5 years. And I've always kind of had a good sense of the moment and timing and situations in games. And especially, moving into the point guard role my junior year of college, just making sure that I was that voice now. And now that I've done that for, the past 2 years, it kind of just comes as second nature. And like I talked a little bit about earlier, and Derrick said, I've always kind of held my hat on, being an emotionally stable guy, and just bringing that into each huddle. So.
Go ahead.
you talked about opening night. It seems like there's been a greater emphasis placed on community interaction, service, and things like that. Has there been any of those things in particular, kind of off-court things that you've been able to do since you've been back in the program that have stood out to you in particular?
One thing that I thought was really cool was what Derrick actually kind of put together this summer. And we did held a camp for some special needs kids in the community, and that was really special for me. One, because I'm from Lincoln, and I thought it was really cool that he took the time out of his busy schedule with everything that he does, and it was a really cool time for us, and just obviously getting out into the community and working with the youth. For me, I was a kid and 10 years old. I thought guys like me and Derrick were superheroes, and just kind of being able to bridge that gap, and just kind of being a positive role model for those kids.
A lot of videos and photos of you guys with the goats.
It's just goat yoga. We do a lot of yoga, probably almost every week. So it was just like let's just get us out the gym.
Yoga with goats?
Yeah, literally. We just did yoga, and there were goats just walking up to us, leaving. Some even took our mats and laid on them. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
They smell.
Yeah, they definitely smell.
Yeah, they smoke.
And they poop wherever they want as well.
Yep.
I think Ramel actually picked up one of them. Didn't know it was poop.
He was like looking at it. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
One of our freshmen, Ramel.
Derrick, we have
Those freshmen.
we have a lot of elite defensive bigs in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who stands out to you individually? Who gives you the most trouble?
The most trouble, probably anyone with size, like Hunter Dickerson, Zach Edey, those really big dudes. I was gonna say Marcus Bingham, but he's not with them anymore.
Yeah.
But he was one of those long defenders that just kind of make you do a little extra more work.
What about Edey? Is it more than just a size, or is he a little sneaky athletic, or is it just so huge?
He's just huge.
Yeah.
He's huge. There's nothing around it. He can put his hands up and touch the rim. I have to jump. He don't.
Yeah, there was a picture last year where Kofi Coburn is standing there, and Zach is completely blocks him off.
Yeah, he makes him look small. So you really gotta work with those type of games. But I think players like him, you just gotta tire them out and just get a couple fouls on him, get him out the game.
Is he the most intimidating player in the league?
I think Kofi was more intimidating. I just think he's just huge. He's just massive. So it's just you can't contest his shots.
Someone misses.
He's one of those games where it's if he's gonna go off, you just gotta let him go off and just stop his other teammates, because there's not really much you can do with him.
Awesome, thank you.
Derrick, what did you learn from last season?
It's really broad.
The stage is yours.
Last season, we had a rough season. And all year I knew that we could win those games, especially those close games that we were in. And I think if we had more season at the end of the season, we would have had a lot more wins, and we would have had a better ending of the season. But that winning streak that we went on towards the end of the year, I think that was a team that we knew we could have been all year. So just going through that and coming into this year, having won those tough games against those good opponents, I just think that put us in a place this year to have some confidence and let our fans know and let each other know that we can be in these games and we can come out on top in these games as well.
You mentioned the close games Fred was talking about. It's confidence that he thought that you guys, because he lost stuff these close ones earlier, he thought maybe the confidence was low. Did you sense that?
Yeah, definitely. It's like being a shooter. If you're missing shots and you keep shooting and you're missing, sometimes you just need to see one go in and then you'll catch fire. And I think that's what it was for us. We were just missing a bunch of open shots, and then we finally seen one go in, and we couldn't be guarded after that.
You've said that you still had the confidence. You knew you guys could win those games. Where does that come from? Being winning at Tennessee, or where does that come from for you?
Yeah, it comes from winning at Tennessee and going through everything we went through there, but it comes from just having a sense of pride. Having pride within yourself, pride within your coaches, and pride within your teammates. So if you don't have the pride to go out every day and like enforce your will, then why are you playing the game?
Sam, a little while ago you talked about how emotional maturity and all of that. Where does that come from?
My parents, I think, and obviously experience helps a lot. I think playing in the NCAA tournament my freshman year and playing against the Duke team with Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish really prepared me for the rest of my career, because I was 18 years old. Actually, it was my birthday, so I turned 19 that day. But playing in front of 19,000 people, and I was just a kid from Lincoln, Nebraska, and I was like, what am I doing here? And that just kind of, I thought prepared me for the rest of my career, because it's like if I can do that and play well on that stage, I can do anything in college basketball. And that's something that I have taken each year, and obviously each year with new roles brings new experiences, and just kind of remembering where I came from, and just trying to implement that. But I would say at the end of the day, it's a lot to do with my parents, just because they've been, rock solid people in my life, and I'm here because of them. So.
Why were the teams that you had in state that were good in tournament? Why were they good?
I think I would say leadership and togetherness, and I think everyone just buying into their role, and I think that's something that I can really see with this group. Obviously, it's a lot of new guys, but a lot of experience, and the 4 transfers that are coming in bring really good leadership. And obviously with Derrick already here and being a really good leader for us, it was easy for us to kind of follow him in a sense, and bring our own sense of leadership to this group. And so I think I think we'll be successful with the leadership that we have, and the team-oriented guys that we have.
How have you seen that build in terms of that leadership and that together?
For me personally, it was kind of hard this summer because I was out all summer, and for me, the last 4 years, I've think of myself as a big leader by example, and it's hard for me to lead, at least without coming into a new situation and I'm not leading by example, because I can't. And so for me personally, just being back into the rhythm of playing basketball, and it was nice because this summer I got to hang out with the guys off the floor and get to know everyone, and we are all really good people, and we like doing good things in the community, and that's brought us really close. And so for me, the transition back onto the floor was really easy, especially once we understood how we play with each other, and we're learning more and more about how we play with each other, and how we can be successful as a group each day. And so I think it's just been over time, we're just becoming closer off the floor and on the floor at the same time.
All the stuff you guys are talking about, communication, leadership, it seems like Emmanuel and Jawan bring some sense of that too. They also have had success at their previous programs. What do they bring to the table with their intangibles?
Well, both of them, obviously, like you said, have had success in the past. And it takes a specific mentality and work ethic to win. Winning is really hard, especially obviously in the Big Ten, and where they've come from. And I think to me it's all about doing the little things, and I think those two do the little things, and the leadership group that we have this year, we all do the little things and lead by example first. But those two specifically, Emmanuel is a really high energy guy. He's a really good defender and brings a lot of energy on that side of the floor, and I've been really impressed with his shot making ability as well. And then Jawan just kind of brings a dog mentality to our group, and something that we all feed off of. We've had a few scrimmages now, and he really gets under people's skin, and offensive rebounding is huge, and that really kind of demoralizes an opponent in a lot of situations. So he's just going to be that dog for us that every team that wants to be successful needs.
For both of you guys, start with Derrick. If I had told you 5 years ago you'd be in Minneapolis representing Nebraska on Media Day and Big Ten Media Day, what would you have thought?
I think I was still at Tennessee.
Right.
I don't know. I probably would have just asked a bunch of questions. But I don't know. I think that's a good question. Just because I never thought that I'd be the caliber of player that I am today. Especially, I never thought I had the responsibility I had today as well. So I would just chalk it up to being a blessing, you know, just a huge blessing in disguise.
How about you, Sam?
5 years ago, I would have laughed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. Even 6 months ago, I didn't see myself in this position whatsoever. For pretty much my whole senior season, I was very honed in on and focused on, you know, doing whatever I could in this my 4th year to prepare me for the rest of my life and my professional life. You know, probably overseas, and you know, now that I'm in this position, I'm super, super blessed, and I realize that not everyone gets to live out their dream. So I'm gonna take it and run with it and do whatever I can in the next 7 months to make sure that, you know, this is the best year of my life so far.
Derrick, you just said that you never have imagined the player that you want to turn into. What makes you say that?
I don't know. You know, I feel like coming to Nebraska, I've gotten a lot more attention. I think I've had a expanded role since coming towards Nebraska. Because growing up, you know, I played with a lot of NBA guys, especially in high school, having played with Michael Porter and Trey. So sometimes you kind of get overlooked and you're always in the shadows. So I just never expected me to be, you know, just one of the main focal points of a team. So I just guess I credit that to the work that I've put in over the years.
I asked this to Sam about some of the Coast State teams, Tennessee teams that were successful. Why were they successful?
You know, just our will to impose on our opponents. You know, we came into practice every day, going hard and actually being a team and playing together. And you know, that pride that I talked about earlier. You know, we had pride in going out every night and telling teams that, like, hey, if you want to win, we're not going to give you the game. You know, you have to take it from us. So I just think having that mindset of, like, we've already won the game, and if you want it, you have to take it, you know. So just coming in with that mindset and just having a bunch of 3-star, 4-star guys that's just they all realize that we have to depend on each other to win. And, you know, we knew it was a special group, and we just did everything we could to just, you know, stay focused within our team.
Of those qualities, what kind of overlap do you see between that team and the team you're on?
The hardworking, the communication, the IQ, just a lot. I take a lot from that team, and how we interacted as a team as well. You know, so that team definitely helped shape who I am today. You know, especially with my physicality, the way I score. You know, having to go against Grant Williams every day in practice, you know, who's in the league right now, he was playing in the NBA Finals last year. You know, so having that experience and having the guys that I went against every day in practice just helped shape me to be better.
Flash, I guess we're going to see you and Wilhelm on the court quite a bit together. How is he coming along? How do you feel about that?
I love Wilhelm. I love playing with Wilhelm, and I tell him that all the time. Even last year when he went down, I told him I was mad at him for it, even though it wasn't his fault. But I love Will. He's a hard-working player. He's going to rebound. He's going to make shots. He just plays the game the right way, you know. He does foul, but I love it. I mean, you know, he's being aggressive, you know. So I love playing with Will, especially with his size. He's so smart. His ability to just be a team player, you know, he's going hard, and you know his heart is in the right place. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So how do you guys come up with your questions? Do you sit and take time to write them down, or?
I do both.
Yeah.
I do both.
Looking at over here.
Yeah, I'm like a manic mess. But I mean, I listen to
Yeah.
what you guys say and ask
Kind of a
follow-ups.
general idea, and then based on what you guys say, kind of.
Yeah.
'Cause I noticed you haven't looked at a piece of paper.
Yeah, you're just
or,
soft.
Yeah, you just been. Yeah.
But this is what happens. I forget questions.
Polar opposites.
Yeah, for sure.
So do your questions get repetitive, or do you kind of try to find different questions to ask?
Hopefully they're different.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they're different. But
That's a
when you
question
get
for you guys.
yeah, when you get into like I don't know, like 3/4 of the way through the season, sometimes things can get a little stale.
Yeah.
But you got to keep it fresh as much as possible.
Well, from what I've seen, you guys have done a great job. So
Thanks.
From what I've seen, you guys haven't. I'm just.
Oh, that's okay. This time last year, thanks for the song. This
got
time
you.
last year, you guys had some buzz behind you. You know, big recruiting class. You had some big wigs picking you to make the tournament. Derrick, how do you think you guys handled those expectations? What did you learn about managing expectations last year?
I think for last year's team, I think we kind of just walked out every game thinking that we were going to win. I think we just let our hype get to us more than anything because we were a talented group and we had some really good players. So I just thought everyone was just going to go out and just rely on those talents and we were just going to win without having to actually like work the game for the full 40. So just having all that talent on the team and so many egos and stuff like that, you know, we just didn't get the outcomes that we wanted.
If you guys had to pick one player from a different Big Ten team that's you think is going to be the hardest to guard this year, who would you say in the line?
You go first.
I'll go with Chucky Hepburn, my fellow Nebraskan. Well, I guess he's Wisconsin now. But, yeah, I mean, just kind of watching him develop throughout the last, you know, his high school career and obviously his first year last year has been really cool to see. Just kind of someone in the same position as me and kind of coming from somewhat of the same backgrounds. I'm really excited to play against him because I didn't really get the chance to in high school, but just watching from afar has been really cool.
I was gonna say Zach Edey just because of his just size, but I'm gonna go Trace Jackson Davis. Because his size, ability to score, his athleticism, a lot of the offenses ran through him. His IQ, he's really smart. So probably him. You know, we're like in size, so I think it's always good competition with me and him on the court together.
And then another question like that: if you could pick one player not on your team to play with, who would you pick?
Probably. I'm gonna go big. Probably Kofi. I would love to be able to play with Kofi. Me at the 4, him at the 5. I think that would be an unstoppable front court. So yeah, probably Kofi.
I'm gonna go with the same answer. I got Chucky.
Thank you.
I got some more quick ones if you guys don't mind.
Come on.
Loudest arena you played in the Big Ten. Loudest arena.
Loudest arena. I mean, arenas don't get that loud for teams that's not winning. No, the loudest was probably either Purdue or Indiana. I would say Purdue or Indiana.
I'm yet to play in the Big Ten, so.
Wisconsin was pretty loud too because they won. They wanted. They didn't think we should have won, so they actually had a poster. It was like they had our record and it was like, no way we're losing to this team or something.
Favorite basketball moment?
Hoosiers for me.
Like Mike.
Favorite late night snack?
Cereal.
What type?
I don't discriminate. I love all cereals, except for Honey Bunches of Oats. I hate that.
I'm on a big oatmeal kick right now. So oatmeal and yogurt.
Mixed?
Yeah.
You mix it? That's
Protein.
different.
Yeah.
Favorite pro athlete in any sport?
LeBron. Easy. LeBron James.
Chucky Hepburn.
My favorite pro athlete, I'm gonna go with Derrick Rose because I grew up a big fan of him, and it's kind of cool to see like just the person that he's become through all the adversity that he's gone through. So,
A couple more. Best TV show you watched recently?
Ted Lasso.
Recently?
Or not recently?
Sheesh. Probably Money Heist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then last one, if you're not a pro athlete, what would you be?
Marine biologist for me. But I'm just not in school to be a marine biologist whatsoever. I just think it'd be really cool.
My dream job would be to get paid to do nothing. If they could do a study on me on like how much nothingness I could do, I think I would love to do that.
It's good. It's good stuff.
That is the most insightful answer. Just so good. I love that.
So you kind of see some parallels between kind of the way that your high school career ended and played out and how it's happened in college, where you kind of weren't necessarily on the Division I radar until the very end, going to your senior year. You got that opportunity, and then at North Dakota State, you kind of had that breakout year that last year. Like you said, you weren't thinking about beyond playing something else. Now you're here in Nebraska.
Yeah, I think that's somewhat kind of been the story of my career so far, is just being overlooked in a way, and just gaining confidence each year, especially from my freshman year of high school. I didn't think I was going to play college basketball at any level, and each year just kind of grew into Division I offers, and like I said before, my dream was to play at Nebraska, and didn't hear from Nebraska at all, and just kind of having that edge to me throughout my college years, and getting some recognition throughout my sophomore, junior, and senior year. But I think the main reason I was able to do that was just taking it day by day, and I'm here now, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, what was it like when Nebraska first called when you're in the portal? Is that kind of a
pretty surreal? First of all, like, Fred Hoiberg is a pretty famous guy, so that was cool. But yeah, I mean, it was a dream come true, and we had a great conversation from the jump, and just getting to know the guys now and stuff like that. It's been really cool.
I was so upset when Mizzou and KU never reached out to me. I was upset.
Not even in the portal?
No, not even. Yeah. Well, KU reached out to me literally like the first day of like when you can first finally commit. That's when they reached out to me. And I was already about to commit to Tennessee, so it's just like they called me like, yeah, I want you to come to a visit. I'm like, I'm about to commit. It's too late.
Fred's been saying, to your point there, we were talking about sometime last year, you guys just kind of thought you could go out there and just get free. Fred said this group is better equipped to handle that sort of thing. Like the close game stuff, adversity. Do you see that, and if so, why?
I think this year we're we know we're going to be in games this year, but I think this year we're going to take games this year. Like I said, being in Tennessee, when teams came in and knew they had to beat us, I think that's going to be us. You got to play us for 40 this year, just because I feel like we're more well-rounded in all areas of the game, with our size, our leadership, our communication, our IQ. So I just think we play a more well-rounded game, and for you to beat us this year is going to be really, really hard.
Sam, why do you think this team is well able to handle those intense moments on the court?
Yeah, I think a lot of the times outside expectations can really affect a younger group of guys. And obviously last year there were really high expectations, and I think that's when you get the whole mentality like, oh, everyone's saying this about us, like we're going to make the NCAA tournament, we don't have to work, we'll just roll out there and we'll win. And I think this year, whether it's good or bad expectations, it doesn't really matter for the veteran group that we have, and the backgrounds that the leaders of this team have. We don't hear the outside noise. It's almost laughable sometimes. It doesn't. A lot of people think that it affects us so much, and it's just we have our inner circle, and we're a really confident group in our abilities and this team and where we can go. So we don't need the outside noise. It doesn't mean anything to us.
I guess you gotta ask this question. You guys were picked last by the preseason poll. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's no shocker coming off of our schedule. So, for anything, I mean, more than anything, I just feel like that's ammunition for us. I think that's just ammunition for us to be more hungry and come out and want to prove the world wrong.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if you look at it, like, nobody's ever won a championship or gone to the NCAA tournament because they were picked first in a league, or because they were picked preseason. number, whatever. It doesn't. It's like I said, it's irrelevant. But if you want to look at it that way, I mean, we can use it as motivation. Just prove people wrong, and I think it's kind of been the story of a lot of our guys' careers is just proving people wrong and having that edge and going out there each and every day and just working and trusting the work that we put in and just taking it game by game.
I mean, like you said, it doesn't matter at all as well because my freshman year at Tennessee, we were picked last in the SEC and won conference. So anything can happen.
Derrick, you said part of the reason you came back, you want to leave the mark and kind of change the program. What does it mean to you have guys like Sam and Emmanuel join the program with their one last year and kind of help you?
I love it just because even sitting here, I'm just sitting here like Sam offers so much different perspective than I do, and I think that's why I attach to him so much because he's always offering more and more and more, especially with him and Emmanuel. The leadership, like I said, he's super smart. See the shoulders.
I knew it was coming at some point.
But no, I just think they're both just great added pieces, and I think we all just mesh really well together.
I don't know. I think that's the perfect way to